Hi, hi!
Hello!
Hi, everyone! Welcome to the 8th episode of Week in Gaming. I'm your host, Erika Byakko. This is the talk show where I have on different guests every week and we talk about games and everything gaming. And my guest today is Face Connect's lovely celestial seamstress, Amanogawa Shiina!
Hello! Nice to meet you. Thank you, Erika, for having me on. I'm Amanogawa Shiina from Face Connect Generation 2. I stream on YouTube here as well. Yeah. I don't know how else to introduce me.
No, that was lovely. Thank you for being here. Yeah.
Thank you.
we totally weren't talking about games already before the stream started, totally.
Like the last 40 minutes. It's okay. She's so cute, guys. She's so chatty.
No, she's nice. Yeah. Everyone is cute, and Chad is the cutest. Yes, we're just throwing all the cuteness over.
You're gonna make them blush. It's gonna spoil them, you know?
No, you gotta spoil Chad sometimes, But today we are going to be chatting about gaming, and I think we can just dive into the questions and go from there. And when I have a guest here, it's tradition that we start at the very beginning. So, Shiina, what was the first video game you played? And this can be the first one you remember playing if you don't.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So growing up. I know my chat knows, but we don't actually. I haven't really played a lot of games growing up because it wasn't like in my family's budget. But we did have the original Game Boy, not the one that's sideways that everybody knows, but the original one, the brick one.
Yeah, the bricks.
The gray brick one. We had one of those, and we had Tetris and Helichopper or something on it. So those two games, Tetris and Helichopper on the original Game Boy, with no color, was the very first sort of video game that I was exposed to.
Yeah. The OG classics.
The OG.
Tetris.
Yeah. I remember. We had magazines back then by the toilet. Everybody had a magazine pile. We had the Game Boy there too. So it was for some reason that was our toilet entertainment growing up. Yeah. So, cause the whole family had to share it, right? So, yeah. So
that's some lovely toilet entertainment, and maybe it's an idea for everyone in chat going forward that get yourself I think you can get some kind of smaller gaming systems nowadays that can have those retro games on them. Get one of those consoles, put them in your bathroom, and then you never need magazines again, or don't even need your cell phone on the bathroom.
Yeah. Have you heard of the Analog Pocket?
Oh, yeah.
I want one so bad. It looks so cool, but there's no good reason or necessity for it, right? I'm not even sure if you could stream out of it. Can you emulate? So, I don't even know, but yeah, I'm trying to find an excuse to buy it, but I can't find an excuse.
You can just say that you need it for toilet entertainment. So you have an excuse to get off your phone. I feel nowadays people take their phone everywhere, but we need an excuse to play some other games, play some older games. And actually Tetris seems such a great game for the older consoles.
I know, right? But it's now you can just play Puyo Puyo Tetris, which I have. I paid too much money for it, and then I also have there's online Tetris, so I couldn't really how do you say justify? I have Tetris on my phone too, so yeah, I can't justify the Analog Pocket. Let me know if you guys know if you can stream out of it or something, because then I would definitely pick it up.
Yeah, this is the information we need, chat. Please provide us with this information.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess my question, if you still play Tetris to this day. I'm guessing it's you do play Tetris.
I do. Obviously, it's a classic game, you know. Like Tetris is a classic game.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it. I know Erina from my gen and Irie are pretty decent at Tetris. But I've played it all my life. Everybody keeps telling me, "Oh, Shiina, you're gonna get better at it. Just keep playing." I mean, I've been playing Tetris since I was like 3, you know, or something like that. And like, I don't think I'm gonna get better at
But
it.
you know, probably you're better than you were when you were 3, so you have probably improved, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm terrible at it, but it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, but that's like an absolutely lovely franchise to like. Can you call it? I feel like we can kind of call Tetris a franchise, or like, you know, a game type to like start off your gaming journey. And
Yeah.
when it comes to like childhood games, do you have a favorite childhood game or game series?
A favorite childhood game or game series? Ooh, this is tough. Well, this is very basic, but the 2 games that made me fall in love with gaming, it happened later of my life. When the Game Boy Advance SP came out. I remember begging my parents for the Game Boy Advance SP because my younger cousin had one in cobalt blue. I remember, and it's like the first thing in my life I've ever begged for, like begged. That and the Tamagotchi are the 2 things.
Of course.
That, yeah, it was the 2 things I've begged for. I've never begged for anything in my life, but up until that point, and then when it was the Game Boy SP, I had to have it, you know. Namely because, you know, there's kids around me that had like cell phones and stuff. But,
yeah.
yeah, I couldn't have that, so I was like, I want something, and it flipped too, you know.
Yeah, it was very fancy.
It was very fancy for its time, like a hand cramper for sure. But even with my small hands, but yeah, I got it in silver, and yeah, and then the first game I had on it was Pokemon Ruby version.
Yeah, Pokemon Ruby.
Yeah, like Pokemon was definitely a thing. Like when I was younger, like, but I only had the normal Game Boy, like the regular Game Boy, and you know, I just didn't know Pokemon existed up until I lived under a rock. Obviously, I didn't know Pokemon was like a thing until Ruby.
Yeah.
Even though I was a little older, like I don't know how I moved around a lot. So,
Yeah, it happens, and I don't think like even growing up, because I actually did have Pokemon Yellow for Game Boy Color first, and then actually later, I think I had the same like silver flip Game Boy Advance as you had, and I had Pokemon Sapphire. I think like even not every kid knew about it actually, even though a lot of kids.
I don't think a lot of kids knew about it. I think so. Like I know my aunt had a Game Boy Color. At the time, because she was like had a little more money than everyone else at the time.
Yeah.
So, the Game Boy Advance, you know, the one that was like a horizontal, she had that in the see-through grayish blue color.
Yeah,
I
those
still
ones.
remember. Yeah, you had to like plug a light in because it wasn't backlit. I couldn't play a lot with that one, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot of memories that stick out to me during that era, but the SP was like the very first time that I got to really dive in. And yeah, I grinded through my first Pokemon game at that, you know.
Do you
And that was really
remember
fun.
which starter you went with?
Yeah, Torchic, definitely.
Yeah.
Torchic was my first Pokemon. So it'll always have a special place in my heart.
The little Firebird. That grew into like a big I will admit, like I did not expect Torchic to turn into like a fighting bird in the end when he started like as a cute little chicken. He was such a
I know. I named him. I don't know what you named yours. I named mine Fried Chicken. And
You
it
named
got
it
more
different.
and more accurate. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Mm.
I hope it didn't become food in the end. Like it probably didn't become food, but
No, no. I actually transferred that. It's he's Blaziken now. I actually
Hmm.
transferred that Blaziken all the way up into black and white. I
Ooh.
still need to transfer him out of black and white into the newer one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
gotta
it's
figure out
amazing.
that.
You still have him somewhere in the
Yeah,
games.
he's a
Yeah.
treasure. You know, I love
Mm.
him so much. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Did you have? I think you said there were two games that you really liked there. Did you have another game in addition to
Oh yeah,
Ruby?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Zelda, cause I didn't play a lot of games
Mm-hmm.
after that, but eventually I got a DS,
Oh
right? The
yeah.
original DS. And then eventually I think it was Wind Waker that came out.
Oh yeah, Zelda Wind Waker,
Yeah,
such a
and
classic.
yeah, and that was like my foray into like that genre of games.
Mm.
I I don't remember if then the Wii came out, right?
Yeah, I think so. Mm.
Yeah, the Wii came out shortly after the DS, and then uh like if it wasn't for Wind Waker, I don't think I would have played Twilight Princess. I don't know which one
Oh.
came first. Like
Mm.
I could be mixing it up. Those memories are kind
You
of
know, sometimes you play them
jumbled.
out of order as well, so it can
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, but like I would think Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the Wii
Yeah.
got me like really into like that genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot to mention Final Fantasy VII. I didn't
Ooh.
play it until a little bit later. Um, yeah, but that one is also really, really good. I don't think I
Mm.
appreciated the story as much as I should have when I was younger, though. Like, I didn't really
Mm.
understand every aspect of it, so that's why I didn't mention
Yeah, but I feel like
it. Yeah,
that's like
yeah.
when you're younger, when you're a kid, there's like a lot of like games that people play when they're growing up, where you kind of like you enjoy it
Yeah.
for the battles, you enjoy it for the stuff, and then the story. Sometimes it's just kind of there. You only understand parts of it, but then when you either read about it later or replay the game, you're like, oh, this went really deep, and you didn't even realize at the time.
Yeah, it goes over
Mm.
your head, right? And then
Mm.
like when I first played Crisis Core 2,
Yeah.
when it came out in, like 2005. Oh my god, that ages me.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of those things went over my head too. I knew I just really like Zack, you
Yeah.
know? And I was like, oh, Cloud's in it. And I didn't
Mm.
really like make those connections. I was stupid.
No,
As a
you're
kid.
just
You know,
younger.
yeah,
Just younger.
yeah, your brain doesn't like make the connections. So it wasn't until like a
Mm.
little bit later, like a couple years after that, that I like made the connections and really like
Yeah.
loved the game. I played it over a couple times, you know, just to enjoy the story.
Yeah.
But like originally, I don't think it got the full scope of the
Mm.
story really well. Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
I think also
Mm.
that's one of the reasons why it's so lovely and why a lot of people like when video game studio make remakes,
Mm.
because then you get to like you get an excuse to play your childhood favorites over again and like this time like really appreciate the story, as long as the remakes are good, that is.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I mean I think us from that grew up in that era of games are all like
Mhm.
older now, so
Yeah.
they're like it's the perfect time to remake those games to
Mm.
bank off the nostalgia that they're probably missing. So
Yeah. And
mm,
take Ruby for example. Like it's been a little while now since they did a remix. But
mm.
for me, I don't know if you play them, but I really love like playing through the like Ruby and Sapphire remix. Just like not
Oh, yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
because they were like amazing remix or anything, but it was like
Mhm.
that nostalgia. You got to replay it, got to re-experience it, and they kind of like reimagined it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if this I don't think this is a hot take, but I do think Game Freak has been dropping the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially since those remakes of like
Mhm.
I don't know, especially with the new Pokemon. Not that they didn't have cute Pokemon,
Yeah.
but my gosh, was it the quality of the game just wasn't there. I know it's a
Yeah.
kids game, but
Mm.
kids these days deserve a better Pokemon game. Freak, come on.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel like there's definitely something like Scarlet and Ruby for me like did step
Yeah.
it up a little bit in the story. And like I feel they
Agreed.
like a lot of the newer games kind of have like weaker stories compared to the older ones. But that game did have a lot of bugs. I don't know how if they fixed it and some graphical stuff that didn't look the best
Yeah.
for sure.
You know, like there's like, you know how you like couldn't climb hills until later? If you just scooted your like mount backwards and jumped, you could go over like any mountain.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, you don't even need the special skill from the giant crab, which I love, by the way. Clough is like the best part of that game. But yeah, like I just sad that Clough is in a game that's like not that great. He's like probably my favorite crab Pokemon of all time,
Yeah.
and he's stuck in a game that's like kind of not great. So
Yeah, you just gotta hope that the next Pokemon game is better and then it also has Clef in it.
right. I'm praying. Give Clough what he deserves.
Yeah.
A nice game, a nice home.
Yeah, I feel like also like they kind of dropped the ball on. I don't think this is that hard of a take either, but we had like the new Diamond and Pearl remakes, which weren't the best for a lot of people, and it's kind of scary. Like when you think like there's a lot of games that people want remade in the Pokemon world, like Black and White, for example, like would be like next in Gen if they're going in order. And I really hope you don't get like the Diamond and Pearl treatment. So yeah, there's a lot of things to consider. Like, do we really want a remake if the quality isn't going to be the best?
I know, I was initially very warm to the idea of like remakes, right? But man, have I been disappointed. It gives off the same feeling as like, I don't know if this is another hot take, but the Disney live action remake.
Oh yeah,
like this is like a straight like cash grab. It has like no soul. I don't know. So disappointing.
Yeah, kind of
do a
painful
remake.
even, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it was like a stain on my memory. You know, why would you do it?
Yeah.
You just don't touch it. Just don't touch it in that regard. If you're gonna make something like that, you know.
Yeah, I would rather, if it's going to be a bad remake of anything like a game or a TV show, I would rather like not watch it or not play it if it's going to be bad, honestly.
Exactly. It like ruins your memory a little bit, you know. So it's like, was it really like this, you know? But luckily, the original games will always be there for us.
Yeah.
If we ever crave it.
Yeah, that's fortunate. And speaking of like these older games, or maybe more recent game for you, this is kind of like dependent on when you played. But do you have a go-to game for sibling, family, or friend rivalry?
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh.
Like, I don't have a Wii anymore, but back in the day, it was. This is also probably very basic, but probably the Super Smash Brothers on the Wii.
Oh.
Do you guys remember that one? Because I have a younger. I'm the oldest in the Star Woman family, right? So, I have a younger cousin and a younger sister. So they're more like the Wii generation, you know?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, the Wii U generation. So, whenever I would play video games with them, that would be the video game.
Yeah.
On top of leveling in Maple Story.
Maple Story, yeah.
My younger cousin would always win, you know, so we would try to like out-level him. Yeah, but unfortunately, he actually knew how to play MMOs, and me and my sister didn't at the time. Like, I basically grinded mushrooms to level 60 and didn't do any quests, which you guys can imagine the amount of hours
Yeah.
that took. Yeah. So yeah, cousin always won.
What was Smash Bros? Was it like did your cousin always win there, or was it like more even?
No, my sister won that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, my cousin was he would kind of cheese it because he played Meta Knight, which, if you guys know, he's very easy to play comparably to the other characters. So he's kind of broken in the week. I'm not sure how Meta Knight is now, but back in the day, he was pretty broken. He was so broken.
I don't think he's, unless I'm mistaken, I don't think he's like that. I don't think he's broken in the same way in like the recent games, but yeah.
I see. Yeah, he was banned in Brawl. Oh yeah, he was so freaking broken. So every time my cousin played, we just like ignored him because he's playing a broken character. But my sister, I think Kirby was also pretty broken, but she played Kirby all the time. But she would destroy us all with Kirby.
Yeah. What about your? Did you have a favorite character you played?
I played Mars.
Mars. Yeah, sword fighting
I played
class.
Mars. Go ahead. I only played him because he was a pretty boy character.
But you know, he's also like a pretty like cool classic. Can't go wrong, but you know, a sword fighter.
Yeah, classic. I just liked him a lot because he was like a Bishonen, and you know, when I was younger, I really liked that type, and I liked because I was a weeb too, still am. But yeah, he's the only one with unchanged lines from the JP version.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, so I'm really a big fan of Mars. Yeah. Yeah.
And then we are moving on to the next question, and this one might be more of a recent answer or older, depending on what you pick.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite story in a game, or a game whose story you really enjoyed if you don't have a specific favorite?
Oh geez. This will definitely have to be Final Fantasy VII or Twilight Princess. I think those two made me really appreciate like stories
Yeah.
in games. If we're talking about like the past, right? Right now, I think the king of stories in games is Witcher 3.
Oh yeah, Witcher 3 was so good.
Yeah, it's wild because in Witcher 3, like you would run into somebody at the beginning of the game, and then like hours and hours, like 50 hours into the game, it'll reference that specific side quest that you did in the first 10 hours.
Yes,
That was crazy.
it felt like a lot of the side quests like really mattered, and like the side quests you wouldn't expect would suddenly have like consequences for later quests and stuff. Like they were like building on top of things that might be insignificant in other games, which was a really good storytelling.
Yeah, it's just out of everything I've played, it had probably the best storytelling of any other game I've experienced, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to experience something like that again. You know, it's just I don't really want to finish Witcher 3 because I feel like if I do, I'm not going to like be able to experience that ever again.
Have you not finished it completely yet?
No, I have not. I have a lot of hours in it, but there's just so much to do. It's just such an in-depth game. And yeah.
I will admit I have not finished it either, and I think I feel the same like with you. Like when it's unfinished, you can kind of like pretend that you have the game forever still.
Exactly, right? Like it's still with you forever. Like it's not over yet. But yeah, like I don't know. After I finish that, like there's a special kind of emptiness you feel when something you love is done. Like that's how I felt about RE4 too. Like I just
Resident Evil 4
felt so empty.
to be fair though, I feel the Resident Evil franchise is a little bit better. because they do
Yeah.
have like more games where even if the
Yeah.
character isn't necessarily the main character in the upcoming games, they do like reference the characters and they show
Right.
up and stuff. So there's always, hope that, maybe Resident Evil 9 Leon protagonist
Right.
again. That would be amazing.
Yeah, but RE4, I don't play for the story.
For the action.
It's for the action. There's like barely a story, right? So yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, like honestly, story games are so great, and Witcher 3, and also Final Fantasy 7 is such a great pick. What I think is like sets Witcher 3 a little bit apart is also that in the game, you can like with the when it comes to like major interactions, you can kind of like influence the ending pretty majorly, and like get a lot of different endings for the main character, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's more of a thing you see in JP games, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think I feel like it's only recently since that Western games have picked up on the multiple endings thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just me not being really experienced in video games. But I haven't really noticed that in Western games until like a lot later in my life. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And speaking of like significant games and significant stories and stuff, do you have a significant gaming memory? For example, something gaming related from your childhood that you still remember later, or something more recent, if you have a more recent memory you want to share.
Yeah. I have some core memories. I tell my viewers this a lot, but I haven't really like seriously gotten into video games until like 3-4 years ago. So there's a lot of games I haven't like experienced, but prior to that, I was never like very good at video games. Like I didn't like go out of my way to play a lot of things. So I wasn't really good at any of it. But I remember Wind Waker on the DS. And it being too difficult for me at the time. Yeah, and I needed my younger sister to help me going past a couple puzzles, and she would help me out, right?
Yeah.
So it was like Wind Waker. So sometimes I would play the game until something got really hard, and then my younger sister, would help me when I asked her, and we would just sit together, and I would just watch her play through the difficult parts.
Yeah, younger sister to the rescue.
Yeah. So yeah, she got really good with games. Way better than me. But now I think I'm better than her. I play more games now. Yeah. But back then it was like that. And another game is when I was much older. So obviously, like by this time I was like very much older, but I still needed help. It was PS3's Arkham Knights? Arkham Knight? Yeah, it was a Batman game, and there was like a part where there was like helicopters that are trying to shoot you, and you're like moving around as Batman, and I couldn't for the life of me do it. So my sister got me through that too. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, but that's also like a lovely way to like, I guess, get some gaming memories with your siblings, even though you're not necessarily playing together.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really close with my younger sister. We've just been through it together, you know. Like our family, like it was just us two. So I have a lot of fun memories with her. You know, it's like us against the world. So yeah.
I love that gaming memory. It's
yeah,
really
it was
nice.
Arkham City. No, Arkham Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Chad.
Arkham City.
Arkham City.
Thank you. Yeah,
And speaking of gaming memories, do you have a tragic gaming memory from your past? And this can be something silly or sad, depending on what you want.
Or tragic?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a couple of things. I mean, if we're talking about classic tragedy, right? Classic tragedy. Obviously, Crisis Core broke me, and I grieved for Zach for 10 years. I think a lot of us did. I just didn't see it coming because I was dumb, and I played Final Fantasy VII, and I knew like I just didn't make the connection, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it was really sad. And then um I have this one experience that still haunts me to this day.
Ooh.
I got a 1 in 1 million glitch
Oh wow.
in Pokemon Ruby. I believe it was in front of Rayquaza. My Master Ball failed.
Oh my wow.
It was a 1 in 1 million glitch. It failed. I saved it for Rayquaza because I knew as a kid.
Yeah.
So, to this day, I'm still standing in front of Rayquaza, and every couple years, I'll go back and try the Master Ball again. And it doesn't work because I keep thinking.
Is this like glitched out in your game entirely?
No, like it worked. Like I could throw it, but Rayquaza breaks out of it. Right?
Yeah, that's
Which
that's
I
crazy.
was like, there's no way. And I still remember going, searching up, like, is it like possible? And everyone's like, no. But every couple years I go back, I'm in front of Rayquaza, and it fails. On top of that, I also restarted the game just to try to see if it'll fix the glitch. So I played through the game again to get the Rayquaza, and it failed. So I just think it's my version. Yeah. I didn't know that was possible either. It's a glitch, 1 out of 1 million. If I can find my copy again, I'll show you guys.
Yeah, that's absolutely
'cause
crazy. I actually didn't know that could happen either.
Yeah, I didn't know. Like, but yeah, that's something I keep thinking. Like, maybe I'm just crazy, and I keep going back. Haven't been in the past like 8 years. Haven't tried it yet, so I don't know. Maybe it'll work next time. Maybe
That's absolutely tragic, though.
Yeah.
Like the final legendary.
Yeah, so I couldn't fully finish Pokemon Ruby. Like, to this day, I still couldn't fully finish it, even though it was my first one. It was, remember, it's my first Pokemon game. I was like, there's no
that
way,
adds
right?
to the pain.
Yeah, it adds. Like, I was heartbroken. I didn't know what to do. On top of that, there was one secret that I couldn't unlock. You know, I forgot what it leads to. But there's like a special island that appears in the game on like a random day, and the only way to find out is you go to the town that's like on top of water, and then there's a lady that looks out the window, and she tells you about the weather and whether she could see the island today. Mirage Island.
Yeah, Mirage Island probably.
I was never able to get to Mirage Island to this day.
Yeah.
Because I still don't understand. Yeah, I've never been to Mirage Island. You know, and I to this day I still haven't like gone on YouTube and searched up what it looks like. Because I still don't want to spoil it for myself.
Yeah.
Even though I know I'm never gonna go back.
You know, very understandable. Actually, you've never been there either.
Yeah, like how many? Does anybody in chat been to Mirage Island?
Yeah. Have you been there, Chad? It's stupid rare. Okay, so it's not unusual to not have been there, I think. I think actually when I played, I think I had a couple of friends who had like Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire growing up. I don't think any of them went to Mirage Island either.
Yeah, I was obsessed with it as a kid, so I checked it every day. I never, ever saw Mirage Island.
Yeah, okay,
So
we have a couple of yes
haven't-
and no's here in chat, so I think it's a mix if people have been there or not.
Yeah, I didn't run into a shiny either until the newest Pokemon game, and it was the pig Pokemon, the new one. I was really disappointed. It's really not great. Yeah. I haven't had good luck with Pokemon. Either I've had incredible luck because of my Master Ball glitch, or terrible. I think I've been cursed from day one, guys.
You know, it happens. It happens, unfortunately. And it's like, you know, when you find that first shiny, I also didn't find. I started with Pokemon Yellow, and I think I didn't find my first shiny until Pokemon Sun and Moon. So like, not like the most recent one, but pretty recent. And it's like you want it to be a cool shiny, right? When you find your first one. And mine was one of, you know, every gen has like the rodent Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and Sun and Moon had like the one that I feel like the best way to say it is that it's the kind whose final evolution kind of looked like Donald Trump. And then everyone knows which Pokemon it is usually. That was the shiny I got, so I feel your pain with...
Young Goose.
Yeah, Young Goose. Yeah, I feel your pain with Lechonk.
He does look like Donald Trump. It's so funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. To pay Pokemon for real,
Yeah. We need the cool shiny look. Give us the streamer look in Pokemon.
Is it Gumshoes or Young Goose?
I think Young Goose is the first one, and then Gumshoes is the final one who like goes all Donald Trump.
Oh God, yeah. It's always the most unfortunate one, right? So,
yeah. And he's shiny and was like, I was also like kind of the ones like, oh, it's different, but yeah, not that cool. I think he turned like his hair was pink.
His hair is pink. Oh my god.
Yeah, unless I'm misremembering.
He turned into a little rave boy.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, but when it comes to this is I guess like general over all the games you play, do you prefer slow and steady progress or rushing through the main story?
I guess it would depend. Usually because I'm a loot goblin and I like to like 100% areas. I like to explore, so it takes me longer than usual to get through games. I think my viewers definitely know I take a little longer, but if it's like a horror game, I don't want to explore.
Yeah.
So, like right now I'm playing Dead Space. I know it frustrates people because there's like, side objectives.
Yeah, tiny side stuff you can do, and you can revisit some areas maybe also.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go straight through this. I don't want to deal with it. But most of the time, I'm usually slow and steady because I'm a loot goblin. So yeah, it takes me a while. Especially RE4, everybody was like, oh, this is like a 15-hour game. And it took me like 32 hours because I just kept looking for stuff,
Yeah, you gotta get like every single free bullet you can get, and also every single item, and maybe there's some cool collectibles. You never know. Yeah.
You never know. Exactly.
And also gotta max out all your weapons for the final encounter and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, but Dead Space is the only one that I'm just like, I just want to rush through this really fast. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. The horror games are an entirely different kind of pain, unless there's like you're one of the rare people that doesn't get scared by horror games, but those are terrifying.
Exactly.
And Dead Space, to be fair, is like a game series that's very good at making a scary atmosphere. So it's not for a lot of side adventures and stuff. And then when it comes to gaming, do you like role-playing in games and making choices as a character you have created, or do you usually just make choices that you yourself would make?
This is also dependent on the game, right? Like, if it's really silly, I think recently on stream, I've been making sort of choices that the character would make, especially in The Witcher. Right? I would try to put myself in Geralt's shoes, like how he would think like, because it's a very immersive game. And
for sure.
Yeah. Like, if it's a girl character, I'm more likely to pick what I think, because it's easier to self-insert.
Yeah, very understandable.
Yeah, like most of the games we play male, buff, hyper masculine like protagonists, right? I love hyper masculine protagonists, so I can't really like place myself in those shoes. So in those games, I tend to sort of make decisions as if I'm the character, like step in like in their mindset. But if it's a female character, I play as if it was me. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and very understandable, because you're like some of them have like as for example like Witcher is like a very set story, and especially in The Witcher, like you don't like start from the beginning. You're kind of starting from like the middle of his story. So he has like a backstory with characters in the game, and you like kind of sometimes like it's easier to just like live his story instead of your own story when you're playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm.
But then I also have, in general, I think a lot of the games you have talked about have been single player games. But do you have a preference for single or multiplayer games?
I am kind of. I personally, I don't know about you, but I'm personally a very introverted sort of gal. I also don't do a lot of collabs because of this, but I really love single player games. It's just kind of like a meditative experience. There's no pressure. Because I have skill issues, right? I've only been playing games seriously for about 3 to 4 years. So I don't know if I work well in a team in terms of like multiplayer games, right? Probably like my least favorite games are mostly multiplayer. So other than MMOs, other than MMO style, like Diablo, I'm good with, you know. But like anything else, like how do you say, like team-based shooters?
Yeah, FPS games are often that kind of thing, and then you have like League of Legends. There's a lot of like very intense multiplayer games where people get very competitive, and that can be kind of off-putting if you just want to relax. Among Us.
Yeah, another one. I know it's not like serious, but like it's like what people really get into it. You know?
Yeah, a lot of people get very into Among Us and stuff.
Yeah. So I don't feel like I'm like not the most comfortable with like my skills to be able to say, hey, I'm a part of this team.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like, oh, I have to like, I feel like I have to apologize because
I'm
like
no,
so bad.
I don't think anyone that plays with you would think that, but it's definitely like I understand where you're coming from. It can be kind of intimidating if you don't feel like you can play at the level where you want to play at, even though like the people you play with might not mind at all. But it can definitely be intimidating. So single player games are like you can just kind of relax and do whatever you want when you're playing, which is really nice. Though I would say like some multiplayer games that are very relaxing and fun is things that you might not think, oh, this is kind of a multiplayer game, but you have things like Mahjong, for example. If you play online with other people, kind of like a single player multiplayer mixed experience because you're just playing by yourself.
That's the only exception. Right? Like I think out of all multiplayer games, Mahjong is the only like competitive multiplayer that I really enjoy. It's Phase Connect, guys. Like we do play a lot of Mahjong at Phase Connect, so
I understand that. I may or may not have a Mahjong addiction myself, you know.
Next time for Mahjong competition, we should invite you. That'd be really fun.
I'm always down to play. It's such a good game. I kind of want to recommend people play it, but at the same time, I feel like I shouldn't because I got addicted to it.
Yeah, it is. It's very addicting once you learn. You know, it kind of works your brain a little bit. Yeah, it's nice.
It kind of strategy, but also relaxing, and it's an interesting game. Very fun. Yeah. And then for something completely different of a general gaming question, do you prefer a controller or mouse and keyboard?
Oof. So I'm more of a controller gal in terms of most games. If you can play it on a controller, I'll play it on a controller. But the only exception for this is shooting games.
For the aiming, right?
Aiming. I cannot aim with the controller for the life of me, and that kind of like skill gates me out of a lot of like good shooting games, like Splatoon. I cannot play because I can't aim for the life of me. I tried. I remember chat telling me you should use a controller for RE4, and like 30 minutes in, they were begging me to stop. wanted this, chat.
Yeah.
You wanted this. I'm giving. I'm serving. I'm cooking. And they're like, no, you're
Yeah.
not cooking. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, yeah. So most of the time, like, I like controllers a lot. I collect controllers, but
Ooh.
yeah, for pew games, I play with
Mm.
keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, I think you're not the only one who thinks that. I think like in general, people that are very serious about like shooting games, I think most of them often end up playing with like like keyboard and mouse for the aiming strats.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know you're playing RE4, Erika.
Yeah, I completed it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you completed it. Okay. Did you play with keyboard and mouse, or did
Oh
you?
no, I played on the PlayStation with the PlayStation 5 controller. I actually really like. It's definitely something to like. The first time I was like playing it, it felt like really hard, but then you get more into it, and especially like the one thing I will say, you could get like a laser sight attachment for your pistol.
Yeah,
Was a big help in the controller aiming there. But I actually kind of, the sniper rifle was one of my favorite weapons throughout my entire playthrough, and the sniping actually felt very satisfying on the controller, even though like sometimes I was moving around a lot when I'm playing, so it's definitely like something you increase your skill with as you go along. Yeah.
You're a gamer, a true gamer.
Thank you.
It's true, she's so cracked, guys. I can't do what she does.
No, honestly, I don't think if it was a multiplayer game, I probably wouldn't want to play with a controller, because then you're playing with other people. Since it's a single player experience, you kind of like take your time to learn. But yeah, I totally with you with a keyboard and mouse when it comes to anything multiplayer shooting. Though to be fair, that's not my favorite genre either.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it comes to controllers and stuff and physical game merch, brings us into physical or digital copies of games. What do you prefer?
Currently digital. I this is like weird because I'm kind of old-fashioned usually. But I feel like the physical copies take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
Right? And like if it's like a really like, how do you say, if it's something that has like collectible value or nostalgic value, I will buy it like physically. Like the next Final Fantasy 7 installment
the Rebirth,
that's coming out. Rebirth, yeah. They're putting it on 2 discs. I cannot pass that up.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you even get 2 game discs.
I'm like, I have to buy it. I have to buy the physical copy. But for most games, I just buy the digital because it takes up no room. Especially as a streamer, we tend to like move around a lot. Yeah. So I just don't like owning physical things. It's just overwhelming. So
yeah.
Mostly digital.
Totally the same way. Like it's really lovely. Like the game cartridges, the game art is often like so good for a lot of games, and like the game, like it looks amazing, but you have so much stuff. Often, if there's a way you can have less stuff and still like have everything you want, like digital game copies are very nice. And just imagine if you had your entire Steam library as like a big chunk of physical game discs. That would be like impossible to
like as a streamer, like we typically buy like 80% of the new games that like come out, like the big titles, right?
Yeah.
Imagine having a physical copy taking up space for every single game as a streamer that we buy. Like that would need so much room.
We need like an entire bookshelf.
Yeah,
for
like
games.
on a wall dedicated to just physical video games. We can't do that, so I prefer digital now. It's just like neat, but yeah, for collectible games I still buy physical.
And then they also do some nice collector's editions and stuff if like you want to get something extra with your physical game cartridge when you are choosing to buy it.
Exactly.
But what about gaming platform? Do you have a preferred one? And then it's like PC, console, or mobile. I'm thinking of you.
I personally am a PC gamer.
Mm.
because it's like easy and you can get like amazing graphics, but sometimes the ports are janky. When that
Yeah.
happens, that's the only reason to get a
Mm.
console, right? So, or if there's like exclusive releases
Mm.
or
Yeah.
like performance, that like I have a PS5, right?
Yeah.
Just for the like for some reason, whenever they try to release a game on the PS5 and the PC, it's gonna be more reliable on the console.
Yeah,
Right?
I was about to
So,
say, like, hands
yeah.
down, like triple A, like the big game releases that I do
Yeah.
simultaneously on PlayStation 5 and PC. I always get on the PlayStation 5 just because that's like where the stability usually is. Not always
Yeah.
though, not always.
Not always, but generally, like,
Mm.
yeah, a lot of streamers we have PS5s or Xboxes
Yeah.
because, like, it's a fallback. Right? If we know the reviews for a PC port of a game is terrible, we have a fallback,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, that, like, so I'm more PC, but I do appreciate the console for being there for
Yeah.
me when my PC doesn't come through. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, up until recently, I was like, yeah, I've never like PC games, like the PlayStation games have been like very stable. Like nothing happened with those
Yeah.
versions. But you played? Have you played the newest Jedi Survivor? I think you have, right?
Yeah,
Was it good?
I bought it on PS5 because it had horrible issues on the PC. So
Yeah.
I'm very, very glad for that.
Yeah, I hope you haven't had any issues with it, but hopefully I know they've done some patches since release, so maybe they fixed it. But actually, I played it right at the release, and
on PC
on
or...
PlayStation actually, because as with
PlayStation.
you, like you
Nice.
heard, like even then people
Yeah.
were saying the PC version was like doing crazy stuff, but it
I don't
actually
think it's fixed yet. Yeah, go ahead.
it crashed 3 times.
On the PS5?
On the PS5 in one like stream game setting, and that's a game like you have to like get to save points to save, so
Yeah.
it was a lot of backtracking and stuff. So sometimes you even get like PlayStation 5 versions that are not optimized correctly.
no.
That was the
They
another.
patched it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they probably patched it by now, like hopefully, but that was another type of pain. So, yeah, but in general, PlayStation versions of like new releases are very stable.
Yeah, yeah, it depends. Whichever is more stable is like the version I end up going with, right?
Yeah.
Like the new Final Fantasy, it's like exclusive right now.
Yeah, it's 6 months exclusive. Yeah, on
Yeah,
PlayStation.
So in those times, I'm very glad to have a PlayStation. Yeah. I'm more. How about you? Are you more of like a PlayStation gal growing up, or are you like Xbox?
For actually, like,
Yeah.
I only ever played one game on Xbox growing up. Like that's how little Xbox I played. So I'm a big PlayStation gal. Did you grow up with console, or do you get the console later, like in life?
I think our first big console was the original Xbox. Like the original first Xbox, and we had one game on it. It was the Spider-Man game.
Great game though, Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's a great game. I love the Spider-Man game. But that was the only one I had, and then I became a weeb.
Yeah.
Well, I was a weeb, so eventually, I remember my aunt, because she's more tech savvy and better off than a lot of us. She got a PS2 that we couldn't touch.
I couldn't touch.
Yeah, but it was so cool. We could use it to like. She didn't let me touch her like Kingdom Hearts stuff, right? So we just used it as a DVD player.
Oh, the pain. Kingdom Hearts just out of reach.
I know. Okay, just out of reach. I was like, are these anime people and Disney on the same world? I was so intrigued, but I wasn't able to like touch it. But I'm kind of thankful for that because it saved me from the deep Square Enix Kingdom Hearts brain rot, the story. The convolutedness.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, Kingdom Hearts gets really complicated from what I've heard. I haven't played it myself, actually.
She saved me. She saved my skin without knowing, so... Yeah.
You gotta love when fun coincidences like that happens. But
Yeah.
speaking of like you're a PC gamer, mostly. What do you think about game achievements? Because a lot of, especially like a lot of games that are on Steam, usually have a lot of achievements. Do you usually go for them, or are they just a thing that's like they're there?
For me, they're just a thing that's there.
Yeah.
I don't actively go after them, but they are quite a bonus when I do get them. You know,
Yeah.
it's cute to see how many people did this specific thing in a game. I like the percentage. You know, how many
Yeah,
people...
the percentage is very nice.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about them is not getting it, but seeing the percentage of people who got that particular thing. I do take a look after every stream. I'm like, oh, let's take a look to see like how many people achieved this. You know, sometimes very satisfying. Like when I defeated Virgil or finished DMC3. I was like, such a small percentage of people finished that game.
Yeah.
Right? I was so proud of myself, especially like the smaller the percentage, the more proud of yourself.
Yeah, that's like more satisfaction you get out of getting it.
Yeah.
Also,
It
it's
adds
like
to the experience.
it's also kind of fun when game achievements has like funny names for whatever situations you're in.
Yeah. Sometimes it can make up for like something. Like I was really salty. I played this horror game called Faith, and I defeated the boss when it was broken and not patched. It was really difficult. It was very RNG, and I was stuck in the game trying to get that boss for about 4 hours. Yeah, because it was very RNG heavy, and I finally got it. And then the devs finally realized it was broken and made it easier. But they didn't give me an achievement for defeating it when it was like extremely hard. So
that totally should have gotten its own achievement.
I know, it would have patched. It would have at least like put a band-aid on my bleeding heart, right? But no, they didn't give me anything. I'm still angry to this day. So
Yeah, that you carry the pain deep inside.
I know, they should have given me something. Come on. Yeah.
And speaking of those difficult boss fights and stuff that you have defeated, is there a gaming moment that you're particularly proud of?
A gaming moment that I'm particularly proud
Like
of?
a particular boss fight you're really proud of beating, or a game, for example?
Yeah, DMC3 beating Virgil. I never thought I could do something like that. That game is extremely tough. Like extremely hard. Like I think Virgil's the hardest boss I've ever fought. Ever. And then I defeated Nameless King in under an hour in Dark Souls 3.
Oh, that's really quick. Yeah, like
so
I think he's like generally considered
pretty hard,
the toughest boss, or one of the toughest bosses in that game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and I don't think he was until the DLCs, right? So yeah, so I was very, very, very proud of myself for that achievement. So I think those two are my crowning achievements of hard bosses.
Yeah, those are some epic boss fights. So really, really, really cool beating those.
Very tight, very clean, you know, like technically precise fights. You gotta my favorite type.
Yeah.
My favorite type.
And then building off of that, what is the most satisfying game you have completed? Was that perhaps Devil May Cry 3?
Yeah, in terms of like satisfaction of finishing a game, DMC3, because I just thought it was out of my abilities, especially with everybody saying how hard Virgil was. So like in terms of finishing satisfaction, DMC3, but in terms of satisfying gameplay, RE4.
Oh yeah,
the original. Yeah, I found the original to be more satisfying than the remake in terms of like the shooting zombies part. There's something about it. Yeah. Like in in the original RE4, when you headshot a zombie, there's like this special sound effect that you get, like the head pop. Yeah, and it's just like there's something about the low quality graphics that adds
makes
to
it even better.
Yeah, it's just so satisfying, but I feel like in the new RE4, I still love it. It's still a great game, but can't beat the initial satisfaction I got.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Gotta love that. And you know, sometimes the more of a challenge a game is for you, especially like when we're talking about like DMC3, the more satisfying it can be to finally like complete it. You're like, yes, I did this.
Exactly. Like I didn't think RE4 was my first like pew pew game, right? So I didn't think I could play it. I put it off for so long because I really thought I couldn't do it. But then when I actually played it, I think my viewers can attest to this. I was pretty good at RE4. Like it was incredible how pretty good at it I was. For somebody who's never played a pew pew game. So I was like, it had a really satisfying, like.
You're honestly a really good gamer. Like.
You flatter me.
No, you are. Like I think like
me.
it's like you're having fun, you're enjoying it, and you're like continuously improving and getting better, and like that's what makes someone a good gamer. I think, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. Thank you.
And speaking of, like just more intricate gaming questions, is there any game features that you would like to see more of in games?
I like mahjong mini games in games.
Oh yeah.
Like Yakuza 0. I think all Yakuza games, but Yakuza 0 is the one I remember the most. I had a mahjong mini game. I had a lot of mini games.
Yakuza games have so many mini games, but the mahjong was like a fully formed mahjong that kind of surprised me. I played
fully formed.
Yeah, like the most recent, like a dragon, is the one I've experienced from, and I was like, wait, there's mahjong in this? And yeah, that's so cool.
Did you finish it?
I actually didn't finish. I didn't finish like Dragon, but playing mahjong in that game was what got me into mahjong so properly, and what sparked my mahjong addiction. So you know, gotta love the mahjong mini games. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta put them in everything. I haven't gone back and tried it in like a dragon, but I did go back to 0 on my personal time to play it because people said it was really hard, and it was really fun. It was like, wow, it's a new way to make money in the game, you know? Yeah, like something I completely skipped when I played it the first time. So it was nice to go back. I also really like the car racing mini game. In 0, I don't know, I really like that. So, yeah, a lot of these little mini games. I like fishing.
Oh yeah. A lot of like you can classify fishing as a mini game as well. There's so many games that put fishing on in them, honestly.
Yeah, if there is exploration in the game, I want fishing. I don't care if it's a Souls-like. I just want to fish.
Yeah, like add fishing to absolutely everything. And like talking about like adding fishing to absolutely everything. I don't know if you've played Holocure.
Wait, Holocure is fishing?
Holocure is like, you know, have you played it? Like, it's one of the Hollow games. Yeah, they're adding fishing. It's one of the announced features for the 0.6 update when we get that next.
Oh my god, answering my call! Fishing mechanics, yeah, it's like one of my favorite mechanics. Like, it's my favorite part of Final Fantasy 15. It was a mid-game, but the fishing saved it.
Yeah.
I love the fishing.
Yeah, I think like a lot of games get like fishing mechanics pretty well, even though they interpret it in different ways, which is kind of fun, and ties a lot of games together, you know.
Agreed. I saw someone in chat. Breath of the Wild didn't have fishing, which is the reason why I didn't buy Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
It seems like a perfect game for fishing. Go ahead,
I don't think Tears of the Kingdom has it either.
Why?
Like you can swim with the fish and then pick them up, but is that really fishing? I don't think so.
Why? It's so perfect for fishing. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, you can build your own chicken conveyor belt griller or your own mech now, but you cannot have a fishing rod. It's kind of weird when you think about it.
I've seen people build some cursed stuff on Twitter. in
Yeah.
that game. Because though I don't, it's very unsafe so I won't go into it. But oh my
Mm.
god, they're building imagery.
Yeah,
Put that
that,
way.
and also like just building straight up war machines, and also some like I saw someone build like a music box type thing with lasers and stakes,
Oh
and I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, how do people think of these things? Like some things you don't want to know how to think of, but other things you're like, I want to know how your brain works.
I know, right? Like,
Mhm.
imagine going into a game. There's like all sorts of stuff. It's like, no, I'm gonna spend 3 days making a music box.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Mm.
You need just the right height of tree to make this note. I did see that. I was like, what? And people are like, where'd you get a tree that tall? And he's like, he knows all the locations where
Mm.
there's a tree that tall. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's insane. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. Mhm.
You gotta
Yeah.
gotta love the creativity, and I love when games let you be that creative, which is probably like one of the strongest points of like the newest
Yeah.
Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, is that they just like allow the players to have like an amazing amount of creativity,
Right.
for better or for worse.
Yeah, I know. It's like the Minecraft, as they were saying in chat, the Minecraft Redstone nerds. They found
Yeah.
a new game.
True, very true.
Yeah.
But speaking of game features and stuff, is there a most disliked game mechanic for you, or like something you don't like if you don't have like a clear most disliked one? And it can
Diurnal?
be. Oh, you
Yeah,
already
go
have one.
ahead.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I had
so
examples if you didn't have
No,
one.
no. I have hated mechanics, and that is diurnal cycles that require you to sleep
Ah.
and stamina limits for like not the kind that like in Dark Souls. That makes sense, right?
Mm.
But like night and day, you have to sleep during the night, and then you have a limited amount of stamina to do stuff during that day. So basically, my most hated game, and I think this is gonna be very controversial, is Stardew Valley. It stresses me out like no other game does. I would rather grind a singular boss in a Dark Souls game than play Stardew Valley for comfort.
Understandable.
Like, it stresses me out so much. I can't even explain it. Yeah, time lock mechanic. I hate it. Absolutely
Time lock,
hate
yeah.
it.
Yeah, things that are like time specific can be really annoying, and
Yeah.
I see this as like someone who actually loves Stardew Valley, but I totally get like if you don't like the time aspect is probably one of the most stressful parts of that game.
It's so
Yeah.
stressful.
Yeah.
I don't mind if you have one or the other. You know, like if you have like a sleep cycle, then don't limit my stamina.
Yeah,
Because of that. Or if you limit my stamina, then at least have a way to reply. At least just give me one or the other. Don't give me both
Yeah.
at the same time. That's why I like what's that new one that came out?
Ooh.
There's a new one that's like Stardew Valley that I really like. What's it called? Hold on. I have a bunch of streamer friends who are playing it. Sunhaven.
Sunhaven.
Sunhaven. I actually quite like Sunhaven. It fixes my problems I had with Stardew Valley. Yeah.
Nice. Gotta love when you get like games that are like that, you know, improvements on existing stuff, and how nice quality of life changes. I feel like that's what I think that's like often missing, or what a lot of people dislike about like games of any genre, is when they're missing quality of life features and mechanics that like makes the game smoother to play, basically. Yeah, for sure. But building off things you don't like in games, do you have a least favorite game genre, and why?
Least favorite?
Can be one you really dislike, can be just the one you played the least.
Oh man, like I think just FPSs.
Yeah.
I don't like overly tactical games. not really my cup of tea. I mean, not all the time. I do like Fire Emblem.
Yeah, Fire Emblem.
I don't know why. Yeah, I really like tactical RPGs like that, but for some reason, if it's too much of like a board game, I'd rather just go offline and play Warhammer.
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like I'm just kind of like that. Like if it's like a tabletop like game, I'd rather play it on a tabletop.
Yeah.
Than just sit there in front of a computer, unless it's a card game. Like I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it totally makes sense. Like a lot of like tactical style games are like, it's different playing them IRL. It's very different, and it can it feel satisfying in a different way to like actually like how the physical game piece is moving things around, and you kind of like visualize the strategy in a different way, I think, as well, playing it out IRL compared to on the screen.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I'm just not really big on tactical unless it has like another gimmick to it that makes it more enjoyable for me. Like Fire Emblem, obviously I enjoy it because there's like a character dynamic, like
they have like
dating sim dynamic.
All the socialization with the characters, very good like anime style art, amazing character design. So they have like a lot more to bring to the table than just the tactics.
Than just tactics, right? So that's why like I couldn't get into games like I don't know. That's a good example. Frick.
Just like,
surprising, like the tactical Final Fantasy offshoot.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't really get into it because I already have the characters for these, the stories for these characters, right? So it just felt like it's a game that exists just for the tactics.
Yeah, so it's just like the tactics, the reason you're playing it.
I think I'm just like too much of an unga bunga brain gamer to like fully appreciate tactics.
I feel that tactics, like tactical game, is probably one of the genres I played the least myself. So I totally understand where you're getting from. You know, just want sometimes just want the action or the story, or you just enjoying those different game genres. And everyone have different preferences. It's just like always think it's interesting hearing about like what people's least favorite, like least played genres, because everyone has like different reasons for why they don't like a certain genre. Like some people don't like FPS because they get more motion sick because of like all the movement you do around when you're aiming, and every reason is valid.
I do like RTS though. I just don't think I'm great at streaming them, which is I haven't played. Like I play Factorio and stuff, but I like don't play it on stream because I feel like I can't carry the stream. You know, like my company mate Lumi is really good at carrying the stream when she's streaming those games, but those games I can't. It doesn't like suit me on stream, so I haven't played one. On stream,
But speaking of things that you do like, do you have a favorite game where you particularly like the music?
Oh, Final Fantasy 14. I really liked the music. I think it's the first game in which I really stopped to appreciate the music. Like, I'm not like too much of a music person when it comes to video games, but Final Fantasy 14 was my first like time where I went into a new area and really had to stop.
Just pause and just enjoy it.
Because like the new expansions and stuff as they came out, there's new music, right? It was like the first time I really had to like stop and appreciate the sound design for that game. It's I know it's like hard to get into. Like, it's a special time in my life that Final Fantasy 14 was there for me, you know. So I was able to get into it, and the music is really, really nice.
You know, that's amazing when a game just makes you stop and like, wow, this is like something special, something amazing, and I really love when games have that kind kind of sound design.
Yeah.
And it's great that you like a game like Final Fantasy 14 for it, because that's a game that is continuously getting expansions and stuff, which means it's continuously getting more music, so more stuff to enjoy.
Music. Yeah? How about you? What's some of your favorite music tracks? From the game?
Honestly, I would say like to put something very recent that I'm guessing you might also play it, Final Fantasy 16. So far,
Yeah, I just started. Yeah, it's stunning.
the music is amazing so far.
Yeah, the music, the graphics, like, you know how I'm incredibly blown away by the transition between the cutscenes and the gameplay. Can't even tell now.
Yeah.
Like, that is shocking to me. That is like absolute. I can't. like what? Like when the cutscene plays and the game starts, it's like holy crap, the quality's still consistent.
Yeah, it's an amazing game, and like as you go through, like as you get a little further in, like the music just gets more amazing, more like epic. There's like some of the boss fight and also some of the regular fighting music so far is extremely epic. I will say the only thing about the music in that one is like sometimes you're battling like normal enemies and it will be like the music is so epic in the game that it will feel like it feels like it's other games boss fight music is like the regular enemy music in Final Fantasy 16.
It is one little goblin and it sounds like Sephiroth about to descend.
Yeah. And then there was a couple of other moments where like the game was a little bit like, it felt like it should be more dramatic or should be more sad, and it's like the most like cheerful like tavern village music playing. So sometimes it's like a little bit like maybe the atmosphere wasn't completely right, but still the music in that game is it's probably one I'm going to like add the soundtrack to my Spotify or to my playlist after I play it and just have it as background music for doing stuff for sure.
Yeah. Nier Automata also had amazing soundtrack.
Yeah, that one I hear a lot.
Yeah, like those two games are like the only two that I literally had to stop what I was doing to just process what I was hearing, right? Like, that is good sound design.
Yeah, that's amazing sound design.
Yeah. So, yeah, those are the two.
Yeah, and on the flip side, do you have a video game or series that you really enjoyed for the art style in particular?
Oof. Only the art style?
Like even if you didn't like the gameplay or you didn't like the story, or you might have liked the story and the gameplay as well, but like regardless of everything else, do you have like one you really appreciated for the art?
Well, Nier, obviously, all the Final Fantasy games. I've been baited into playing every single Final Fantasy game, no matter how bad it is. 13. Just because of the art style, you know, kind of a sucker for beautiful visuals. What else? Was it Etrian Odyssey? I think it's a tactical game. Yeah, it's a tactical game. I played Etrian Odyssey on the DS. Because I really liked the character design and style, but I didn't like it because I'm not a tactical person, right? So, yeah, but those are like the games that stick out to me as I played it. I bought it just because the art.
Yeah, the art can. I feel like the art can lure you into a lot of game genres.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. So, yeah. How about you? Any games you got baited into playing, like for the art?
I feel like been able to like resist the temptation for a lot of them so far, but a lot of gacha games actually have like amazing character designs in particular, and like character art, even though like the gameplay isn't. I'm not a big on like a lot of gacha games like gameplay, but especially with, like a lot of mobile games. But the art style is absolutely amazing for a lot of them. So I've been tempted to like literally play a lot of like gacha mobile games just because of the art. But
the art.
Yeah, I only have one mobile game right now on my phone. I'm trying to not install anymore because I feel like I'm going to like fall into a gacha hole.
Yeah,
But
the gotcha
mm,
hole. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but I have
Oh.
Fire Emblem Heroes on my phone, which I do really love for the
Ah,
art and the character designs. Love the character designs there a lot.
nice.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't know there's a mobile game for Fire Emblem. That's
Maybe you
cool.
shouldn't look it up, but
Nah, I won't.
they do a lot of they do a lot of like seasonal unit banners. So you
Uh-huh.
can like even like you know you have played some of the Final Fantasy no not Final Fantasy Fire Emblem. You played some of the Fire
Mm,
Emblem games before, and that mobile game will get like characters from all the different series. Sometimes they will be in
right.
their normal outfits, and sometimes you will have like spring banners. So you have like Bunny Lucina or you know, Bride Lynn. You have like also like the male characters will get like fun themed ones. It's quite a
Mm-hmm.
lot, and it's been around for some years now. And I might have been playing it from the beginning, so don't worry about it. I will say
Yeah.
it's not the worst gacha game when it comes to like it will give you some in-game currency, so you can like do a free to play and still
Mm,
if you do your dailies basically you can still get a lot of free to play stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, it lured me into with the art for sure for sure.
Chat,
Hmm.
chat is saying Grand Blue, and I'm like,
Yeah,
it's kind
Grand
of
Blue.
sus because
Hmm.
every time I see Grand Blue girl, it's always armpit art and feet. So I'm like, are you armpit guy or are you feet guy? Cause
Hmm.
I know the artist for that game really tends
Hmm.
to love the armpit and the
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
real. I caught them red-handed.
Yeah. You know, Chad, maybe you shouldn't confess to all the gacha games you're playing. Maybe I shouldn't either, but I luckily only play two. You want to know the really dangerous gacha game though?
Which one?
It's Mahjong Soul for real.
Real. I wish they had like a couple more attractive characters,
Mm,
you know, in
yeah.
there. They don't really have like the gacha aspect. I feel like is like second
It's
to the actual
actually the
gaming
only
part.
game that where I have spent money on a gacha. I
Oh
was able
really?
to avoid it for such a long time, but for some reason the gacha in Mahjong Soul got me. It was like is it for where
Mm.
you least expected. Mm, funnily enough, it was one of also I like cats, so one of the
Mm-hmm.
characters recently got like a skin or like an art that had like him and like three cats on it. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
take my money, which I
It
have.
tracks. You're a
Yeah.
tiger. Yeah.
Mm, yeah, we need a cat character. I actually got him on my first pull, so you know,
Yeah.
um, it was very nice.
Oh, very very cute.
Mm,
Very cute.
yeah.
Yeah, I like the when they do crossovers with like
Oh,
yeah, cause they just had the like
Kojia's crossover,
Code
right?
Geass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see another one eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like that it is a mahjong game, they have done like
Yeah.
some collabs with some of the I would say a little bit more obscure mahjong
Uh-huh.
animes because like a lot of them are really great, but not all of them have like that big of an audience. So like the
Yeah.
Saki anime and also
Mhm.
Akagi of course, the big
Mhm.
one. Mm. And they also did of course like a collab with the gambling gambling anime.
Yeah, Kakegurui.
Kakegurui, yeah,
Yeah,
Kakegurui. Mm.
Kakegurui. That would make so much sense though.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I think
Yeah.
the collab I saw that like maybe makes probably a little less sense was that I think they did a Kaguya-sama collab, like the romance anime. So
Mhm.
well, it's like always fun, but it's like whoa, wow, didn't expect that. Mm, yeah, for sure. But moving forward to exciting game stuff, what's your most anticipated upcoming game? And it has to be like one that has been
Oh.
announced, even if it doesn't have a date.
So there's three. Armored
Hmm?
Core 6.
Ah.
I'm really excited. I really like mecha, so like
Hmm.
that one is very exciting to me, especially since I found out that the designer for the mechas in Armored Core 6 designed some of the Gundams in the newer series.
Oh yeah.
And that is very interesting to me. I hope that out of Armored Core 6 they release like plastic model kits. That's what
yeah.
I'm most excited about. And then Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And then Lies of P because it looks like Bloodborne.
Oh yeah, Lies of P. I've also been looking at that one, looking very intriguing, and it's based in France, which you don't see. A lot of games go for like that French aesthetic.
Right? It just has that Bloodborne feel to it. There's just something about it. It has the soul of Bloodborne. I hope it doesn't disappoint.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's like also I'm like cautiously optimistic for this game because I feel like sometimes if you get like too hyped, then it's like easier for a game to disappoint you, and I like secretly like really hoping that this one will be good.
Yeah, I was like that for Final Fantasy 16, like literally no interest. Like I just couldn't bring myself to like really be excited for 16 because I've been burned so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I just didn't, really. Yeah, I wasn't excited for it until I saw people playing it and the reviews started rolling in for it, and I was okay, I need to try this.
Yeah.
I need to try this.
Yes, sometimes like it's the most surprising games where you're like not even paying attention to it, and then it comes out and people are like, wow, and you that's so those surprises are the best.
Yeah.
For sure. And then if you could get any game, what's your ultimate wish for game? Like no matter how unrealistic it might be.
Oh man, like you know how there's like farming simulators and then there's like dating aspects, but like it's all like they're not good looking graphics. Like the pixels aren't even good looking, Like I want a hot anime boy and hot anime girl dating sim and farming simulator that actually has like nice graphics.
Yeah, like nice anime style art perhaps or something like that. Yeah.
All that, like cute style, has to have the whole package. I haven't found one with like the full package yet. Right? Or like if I do the crop planting part of it, it's like not great, or it doesn't have like animal rearing.
Yeah, it has to have everything.
Yeah, give me the fishing, give me the animal stuff, give me the crops, give me a tractor. I don't care.
Oh, tractor,
hot anime people. Yeah. Yeah, I want that. I want something more immersive, more suited to my weeb tastes. I want multiplayer with more than 4 people. A whole village. That's what I want. That's like my dream right now. It's like missing from my life.
That sounds amazing, honestly. I love that idea. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like it's kind of like Minecraft, but like better.
Yeah, better. And like what actually my Minecraft for me, like that's one thing that I wish they would put in Minecraft is like more fun farming and cooking stuff.
Right?
Because they have farming and cooking in Minecraft, but it's like potatoes, beets, and carrots, and a little bit like else, but it's like almost nothing when you think about it.
Chat's saying Rune Factory, but can you play with up to 8 people?
Yeah. And
That's the issue.
Does it have the good waifus and husbandos, anime waifus and husbandos?
Yeah, I want like to see everyone, like all my gen mates running around in town. I want there to be drama, like everybody's going after the same hot anime boy. I want to see that. I want the drama. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, I love that. That's an amazing. Maybe hopefully some game developers will find this VOD in the future and please make that game for us because honestly I feel like I want it to now. Yeah. But getting a little bit philosophical, what inspired you to start gaming content creation, or what is currently inspiring you to do gaming content creation?
Oh my gosh, so it wasn't I don't know how. Okay, so it sounds bad, but I never really thought of being this form of
Mm.
content creator. What I really wanted to be was an idol. Like since I was really
Ah,
young,
yeah.
like I was in the Korean idol circuit and stuff like that.
Mm.
And I just always wanted to do that, you know. And
Mm.
as I got older, the dream started getting farther and farther away,
Yeah.
and I found Hololive, right?
Ah.
Hololive Ian came out, and I was like, hey, like, this is a way I can do what I always wanted. And gaming is just kind of came along with it, right?
Yeah.
I became a VTuber not because primarily gaming. It was
Stumble into it, perhaps.
the
Yeah.
idol aspect. Yeah, that's why I
Mm.
became. But then, I'm really thankful for it because through that I really discovered how fun games
Mm.
can get. You know, it opened like a whole new world to
Yeah.
me, and I just never thought I would be doing this much gaming in my life. But
Yeah.
I'm really happy that I got to
Mm.
like experience the joy of gaming in front of so many people. Like I feel like I got to
Mm.
share my journey. So yeah, very very happy about that.
That's a wonderful way to stumble
Yeah.
into gaming, though, and then you get to like it's
Yeah.
something special when you get to like experience gaming together with chat and like have fun. It's like a very different gaming experience
Exactly.
than when you're gaming solo. Mm.
Exactly, right? Like I had such a great time in RE4
Yeah. Yeah.
in front of so many people who I shared that joy with the moment it
Mm.
happened, right? I feel like it made it all the more sweeter.
Yeah, it's
If
very
I did it,
special.
yeah, if I played it myself, you would have to go find people afterwards to talk to about it, right?
Mm.
But you don't need to do that with streaming. You can like enjoy it live, and then the audience sort of like is enjoying it with you, and that's like something
Yeah.
that's super special that I'm really, really, really enjoying about this
Mm.
like form of content creation. So,
Yeah, like that's
mm.
honestly, I think that's the
Yeah.
best part of like
Mm,
live streaming games, and especially like
mm,
experiencing games for the first time together with
yeah.
everyone.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
speaking of the lovely chat, the lovely audience, you guys have sent in some questions for Shiina that I have done a selection of 6 of them that we're going to look at now. So these following questions are from you guys, the chat. Yeah.
Yay!
So
Thank you for sending them in, by the
mhm.
way. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
These are
so
really
much.
thoughtful.
Yeah, and that was like think some of the most thoughtful and like also tiny bit philosophical at times questions that I got sent in for this week. So the first one is, what's a game you didn't expect to enjoy but you ended up liking still? If
Yeah,
you have one.
I think we talked about this, but I definitely RE4 didn't expect to like it
Oh,
so
Resident
much.
Evil, yeah. Mm,
Which led me into Dead Space. It's something I was always scared of playing because of the
mm.
type of game it is. Again, it's a pew pew game.
Yeah, also
So
horror, very heavy on the horror.
yeah, very heavy on horror. Well, chat knows I like horror a lot, but it's just the pew
Mm.
pew aspect of it that
Yeah.
I was really really afraid of, and I end up really liking third person shooters. They're really really good. You know,
Yeah.
like maybe I have a knack for it. I think I
Mm.
don't think I'm too horrible at it. So
Found a hidden
um,
talent.
yeah, so maybe we should play a little bit more of those. You know, I'm like considering like all these games
Mm.
I haven't like played yet because I was scared of pew pew. You
Yeah.
know, so I end up really liking that genre. Third person shooters are in the game, guys.
Yeah,
They're
honestly,
in
it's
the game.
completely
Yeah.
they're amazing.
Yeah,
Mm. Yeah.
But how about you? How about you?
Oh, for the same question, actually, I would actually
Yeah.
like say the same but in reverse order, and not for the
Right?
original, but for the remakes. For me, I
Uh-huh.
played the Dead Space, like my first horror game, and also my first like real third person shooter was the Dead Space remake, which I really enjoyed,
Uh-huh.
even though it's great. I got jump scared like constantly,
Yeah.
non-stop throughout the entire game. I
Non-stop.
got jump scared.
Yeah.
And then that led me into Resident Evil 4, which was my first Resident Evil
Uh-huh.
4, like first Resident Evil game, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, those games have also sparked like my new love of third person
Third
shooters.
person, right? Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. yeah. I want to try more of them now. So.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
The 2 remake. The 2 remake is looking good. Yeah. But next viewer questions. If you could re-experience a game for the first time all over again, which one would it be? As in, you forget everything about it and you get to play it for the first time.
Oh my gosh, this is like a toss-up between 3 games.
Mm.
I mean, I keep talking about these 3, but if I could erase my memory, I would replay Final Fantasy VII, Witcher 3, and original RE4 again.
Ah, yeah, but that sounds amazing though. Those are 3 amazing games. We have like interesting stories and gameplay and everything.
Yeah, I wish I could go back and just like experience it for the first time, especially like The Witcher 2. Like, I just don't want to finish it because I feel like it's never gonna be the same again.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing like experiencing something amazing for it.
Yeah. You know, we could both finish it and then erase our memories and then we could experience it. That would be the best scenario.
I had that feeling for RE4 too. There's a part of me that wish it was like longer. When I finished it, I was like, oh my gosh, my life is so empty now. I love this game. I looked forward to playing this game every single week, and now it's over. Like, I wish I could go back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I like that. And then this is a little interesting one. Do you have a favorite generation of consoles? And what made them your favorite? So, for example, the PlayStation 2 era, or I guess like the Game Boy Color era, or like, did you have like a console era that was like the best for you, or the current era maybe?
Oh gosh, I think the peak was around PSP and PlayStation 2 era.
Oh,
I think I have the fondest memories. Anything 2015 and older, I think that's my favorite era of games. After 2015, I feel like I don't know. There's something about like the big developers, something about the soul of video games.
Yeah.
That is like missing. I don't know how to describe it, but like with new releases coming out now, there's something so incredibly soulless about some of these releases.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. I think like some game developers are really doing a good job nowadays, but there's definitely like a lot of games you feel like, oh, this is another so and so game, and it turns out it's just like, yeah, some people play it, but in the end it's a little bit generic sometimes.
Yeah, like a lot of the games now, like we have better technology. There's like better graphics. Even with all these improvements, there's just something fundamentally missing from them, right? Honestly, I think 16 right now, Final Fantasy 16 is the only one that feels like it has something substantial behind all the cosmetic.
Definitely. It's like the story and the voice acting is really top notch in that game so far for how far it's gotten. So
it just feels like there's love put into it, right? And there's just a lot of thought that's been put into it, and that's something I feel like is missing from like newer AAA game releases. I still would rather play all the games with like kind of crappier graphics, but they had something about them that made them special, you know, gave them character. A lot of the games released now are largely forgettable.
I feel like a lot of the PlayStation 2 games had a lot of personality, I guess you could say. They brought something to the table. They were like entertaining from start to finish. Maybe some of it is nostalgia, but a lot of it is not. I am pretty sure. Like for I don't know if you play the Ratchet and Clank franchise.
I know about it. I never really played it.
That one, like for me, like still, I played almost every single game in that franchise, and for me, still my 3 favorites are probably like the original trilogy, for like the PlayStation 2 era, actually.
Exactly. Like some of my favorite games have like some of the crappiest graphics imaginable. You know, graphics aren't everything when it comes to a video game. I feel like
Yeah.
you know, there was a time in Square Enix's life that they got so confident in their ability to produce amazing graphics that their games lacked substance. But then
Yeah.
they kind
Yeah.
of are rescuing themselves out of that right now, right?
Mm.
I feel like the rest of the world has fallen into that trap where they're making games that are visually appealing but have no substance whatsoever,
Yeah.
and they need to get out of that, right?
Yeah, for sure, for
but
sure.
yeah, I don't know. And maybe they're getting overconfident, or like, I don't know.
I think it
There's
also
something
might
about
also
that.
be
Yeah.
partially like they wish to appeal to everyone. And I think sometimes if they try like to make it too broadly appealing, it becomes very generic.
Exactly.
And it ends up like not having, you know, the special something that attracts people to the game in the first place.
Exactly. I agree with that. I think that's why, like, I mean, this could be kind of controversial, but there is like a sort of culture right now to homogenize like culture in general.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's taking a lot of the personality out of these like big box releases, because they're trying to appeal to like everyone. It's impossible. You know, like it's impossible. Regional languages, like personalities, those are all things that are like make things have a certain sense of originality and soul in between the characters. But now all the characters, oh, they can't say this, they can't do that, they can't be this because it's 2023. It's like, but then it takes the soul and the personality out of the story and the character development. And
yeah,
you know,
sometimes
like,
you feel like you have to be allowed to make games feel more real than like feel like actually, you know, have things that you find in reality and not just like as you say, like it's like making it very generically appealing to everyone. And I feel like actually that's kind of like so far Final Fantasy 16, like they probably have some aspects of that, but they have also like not been afraid to pull punches when it comes to like other aspects. Like for example, that game was like went a little bit more mature than I was expecting.
Exactly.
Sometimes
like you meet people in real life, and you know, like people aren't perfect, right? And on top of these being like fictional characters, they're like these are ways you can explore different games are like a way to explore like different psyches and different lives of people, right? And I feel like with the current climate, you can't really, they're not allowing people to like explore things that might not be like, I don't know, like in real life would be not great. Like, but in this game you can like explore this darker or like incorrect part of humanity, and
very true,
that's just not being really like allowed, you know. So because that's like what I'm interested in, you know. I'm interested in like how people like think, how you want to step yourself into somebody else's shoes that is so unlike you, right? But now it just feels like stepping into like an office worker.
Yeah, very true. Like you want to experience different stories. You don't want to every single game to like be, oh, this is the same generic game protagonist.
And they're perfect. They can do no wrong. The worst they have done is like maybe get fired at their job. Like, no, I want them to be kind of like, I want to see what the life is like. What if they're terrible people, or you know, like I think it's psychologically interesting. But
definitely for sure. And then for a completely different question, very specific, do you have any thoughts on point and click adventure games?
Oh, I love them. Oh, I love them. I just played one. Have you?
Oh, I actually don't think this is a game genre that I personally haven't touched a lot. Do you have any favorites?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I just finished Grim Fandango. Oh my gosh, the dialogue in that game is golden. Another example of like games having just pure soul to carry it. That game is everything it has everything that I love in a video game. It doesn't even need to have the most interesting gameplay, because the gameplay itself it's not really that great. You just click around.
Yeah.
The puzzles don't make any sense. But the characters, the dialogue, the voice acting carries that game like no Telltale game ever will carry.
This sounds great.
Yeah. So I don't think they make games like that anymore. But the reason I wanted to play Grim Fandango is because, you know, we played Pajama Sam growing up and stuff like that, you know? So I have kind of like a soft spot for point and click games, but I don't know if anything's gonna top Grim Fandango. I'm gonna be very honest. Yeah. Like,
You know, but at least you played the best one for you in the genre then.
yeah, a very fond memory of that. Like, I didn't expect that game to like sit in my heart so fondly, you know. But yeah, if you guys are in for something that doesn't quite make a lot of sense, but a really sweet story and fun characters, or if you're in just for a good time, not too much stress, Grim Fandango is a great one. It's a great one.
And now we have someone asking for tips on getting yourself in a mood to play a game that you stopped playing because of a burnout.
Oh my gosh, do you ever burn out at games, Erika?
I feel actually this is a little silly because Minecraft is one of my favorite games, but it's also like a game since it's like eternal basically. You kind of sometimes you go in like a Minecraft burnout occasionally after you play it for a long time. And what I usually do is then I will just like simply like forget about it, like not play it, not watch a lot of Minecraft stuff, and then you like suddenly like I want to play Minecraft again. So it like goes in cycles. For that one. What about you? Do you have a?
I do burn out of games a lot. I think there's a lot of games I didn't finish because I kind of burned out of them. Is like a lot of Souls games, like get really burned out pretty easily.
Yeah,
Like,
they can be pretty tough.
Yeah, it's like I don't mind that it's tough. It's just like, especially because I game mostly on stream. I tend to burn out of games that are a little difficult and I can't like talk.
Yeah, very understandable.
Yeah, I have to take a break because I think a lot of people don't understand this. It's kind of meta, but as streamers, we're supposed to be like entertaining, right? So I feel like if I'm silent for a long period of time, like that's not what people come to watch my streams for. And so I tend to get really discouraged, and I lay low from those games for a while until I feel like picking it up again. But usually, if I want to get into a mood of playing a game again, I would wait a little while, and then I just sort of play it off stream to see.
See if you're ready.
Yeah, if I'm ready again. Like sometimes you're playing off stream and you're getting frustrated. If you're still getting frustrated, it's definitely not the time to bring it back on stream because it's just gonna get worse.
Yeah,
right?
very, very true.
So, yeah, that's how I test. But yeah, that's how I do it. I just wait until I'm ready.
Yeah, I would say in general also, if you feel like you're starting to get like really frustrated with a game, like maybe pause, like try pausing before you get like a real burnout from it. Like this is for whoever asked the question, because sometimes it can be like it can be nice to just like step away, take a break if you're getting a little bit tired of it.
Yeah.
Because then usually usually the burnout period, at least for me, it will be like shorter then. And then you can come back to it in a couple of weeks and like, yes, now I'm ready. I'm like in a better mindset to play it. So it's like always like, just like, you shouldn't be suffering while playing a game. You should be having fun. And if you're not having fun, like stepping away, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game. It's like eating chocolate, you know? Sometimes there's times when you take a couple bites. For me, like eating ice cream. Every time I eat ice cream, I only eat like 3 spoonfuls because those are like the most joyful 3 spoonfuls. And then after that, it gets like sort of mid because it tastes the same.
Yeah.
And there's no point. It's just putting like empty stuff in your body, right? And you're not really like enjoying it. You're just eating because it's there. Like, I know games are like the same, right? Sometimes maybe you just want to play a couple hours a day. Maybe you want to take a break because you're not into ice cream anymore right now, you know? That's It's fine. You don't need to like get yourself in the mood to eat ice cream.
Yeah,
Like,
it shouldn't be a struggle. It should be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. So if you don't feel like playing game, don't play it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. I don't find it. Yeah.
And then it's the final question sent in by chat. If you can have an appearance in a game or a game series, which one would you wish to be in?
Oh gosh. Oh, this one's so hard. Could I be a Yu-Gi-Oh card? Can I say that? Does that count?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's
Also,
not even like a video
it's
game.
also a game series. So if you were a Yu-Gi-Oh card, that card would probably be in a game somehow. So I would say that.
Yeah. Like I would cause rapid aging, and they would like lose attack.
Like
Or
10 turns
de-summon.
after the card is played, you lose if you're the opponent.
Something like that. Like I don't know. That'd be great. I would love to be a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I think. Like yeah, become the new meta.
Yeah.
The Celestial Seamstress meta.
You know,
Let's take out
Celestial
two elements,
Seamstress
one for
sounds
the
like it's already like almost a Yu-Gi-Oh card, so that would be very cool.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun. I think that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an amazing answer. I love that.
Yeah.
And then the final question of the day to round out is, what do you like most about gaming?
Oh gosh, I just love being able to enjoy the games with chat. I think without the help of chat being there and like enjoying the fun moments with me, I don't think I would have stuck with gaming. Because I was always that annoying girl who, like, to my sister, whenever I got to a really, really cool part in a video game, I'd be like, look at this, sis, look at what's happening, this is so funny. And she'd be so annoyed with me the entire time, right? And now I have an audience of people to do that to. It's literally my job. So, like, so I'm really, like, that is really my favorite part, is sharing it with chat and being able to, like, react to really fun parts. So I think in a way I was naturally born to do this.
Yeah, to stream games in particular.
Yeah, because it's not as fun when I'm alone. You know? So
no, that's totally understandable.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that answer. Very, very simple, very sweet, and it feels very you. Which
thank you. Thank you for inviting me. This is really fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I feel like I learned a lot about like how you like a game and what type of games you like, which is the purpose of the talk show.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah. So since we are finished now with all the questions, chat, we have reached that time of the show where I announce who's going to be on for next week. And next week, we're going to have on... We're going to have on AM Project's mystical sea creature, Kilia Kurayami. Yeah.
She's so cute.
Yeah, she's very, very bouncy, very cute, very energetic.
Yeah.
So look forward to seeing her next week, everyone.
Thank you.
But... Yeah, but this was everything for today, so I hope you had a good time with me and Shiina.
Thank you for coming, everyone. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for inviting me again. Arigato.
Yeah, arigato. And thank you for being here. Everyone, you gotta make sure to check Shiina out on her channel if you haven't already. You can find the link in the stream title in the description. She is amazing. She plays a big variety of games. Does a lot of fun concept streams. And did you also know that she's an amazing singer and artist? Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, if you guys, I think Erika and I are sort of similar vibes. A little similar vibes. So if you guys like checking me out, make sure to give her a sub.
Make sure if you like my content, you haven't checked out Shiina, also make sure to check her out. Yes.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah. So this was everything for today. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye bye.